Hello football fans and welcome back to Footy Today, where we bring you some interesting football stories that you may have missed in a quick, short, bite-sized format. Today's video we'll cover 4 stories that caught our eye which you should find interesting. We'll kick off with the news that Arsenal target Matheus Cunha has signed a new Wolves deal but may still leave in the summer. Man United accelerate talks to sign a £21 million priority target. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's ownership is under scrutiny again after a Europa League embarrassment, and John Duran, who recently signed for Al Nassr, is refusing to live in Saudi Arabia and will be happy to do a 600-mile commute. Now, if you're interested in reading the original news articles to these stories, then the links to them will be in the description below. Okay, let's dive in. Wolverhampton Wanderers have secured Matheus Cunha's immediate future after the Brazilian forward signed a new 4.5-year contract. However, the deal comes with a catch, a £62.5 million release clause that could see him depart in the summer. Cunha, who played a starring role in Wolves' 2-0 victory over Aston Villa with a goal, has been a standout performer this season. His impressive form, which includes 11 goals and 4 assists in 23 Premier League appearances, has not gone unnoticed. Arsenal and Nottingham Forest were both keen to lure him away during the January transfer window, but his new contract has put those plans on hold for now. While the deal ends speculation about a mid-season move, the inclusion of a release clause means that Cunha's long-term future at Molineux remains uncertain. According to the Daily Mail, the £62.5 million release clause will become active in the summer, putting Arsenal and Forest on high alert as they prepare to reignite their interest. Cunha's goal against Villa was more than just a highlight. It helped Wolves climb out of the relegation zone, offering a glimmer of hope to manager Vitor Pereira and the fans. The club will now look to build on this momentum as they aim to climb the Premier League table. Meanwhile, Arsenal's search for a new striker has hit a snag. With Cunha off the market, RB Leipzig unwilling to part with Benjamin Sesko, and top targets like Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres seemingly out of reach, the Gunners may have to wait until the summer to strengthen their attack. Ahead of Arsenal's clash with Manchester City, manager Mikel Arteta remained tight-lipped about the club's transfer plans. "I'm very confident in the work the club is doing," he said. "We're exploring every opportunity that could have an impact on the team. If we agree on something, we will. If not, we won't. We are trying everything we can." For Wolves, securing Cunha's signature is a major boost, but the looming release clause means that the drama is far from over. As the summer transfer window approaches, all eyes will be on whether the Brazilian star stays or becomes the latest big money departure from Molineux. Manchester United are reportedly stepping up their efforts to sign Bilal Toure in a surprising intricate transfer move before the January window slammed shut. The Red Devils, who have been largely focused on outgoings this month, are now shifting their attention to bolstering their squad with a couple of new additions. Having signed Patrick Dorgu, United are also keen to address their struggles in front of goal by bringing in a striker. Among the names linked, Bilal Toure has emerged as somewhat of an unexpected target. The 23-year-old Mali international, currently on loan at Bundesliga side VfB Stuttgart from Serie A's Atalanta, has had a mixed season. After joining Stuttgart last summer, Toure made an immediate impact, scoring 4 goals and providing 1 assist in his first 13 appearances. However, his progress was halted in November after he suffered a metatarsal fracture, leaving him sidelined since. Toure's injury woes are not new. He's faced similar setbacks in the past, but that hasn't deterred United from pursuing him. According to Foot Mercato, the Red Devils are pushing to secure the striker in what's being described as a crazy 3-way operation. Here's how the deal could unfold. Stuttgart, keen to retain Toure until the end of the season, are reportedly considering their £15 million purchase option to sign him permanently from Atalanta. United would then step in, paying around £21 million to acquire Toure before loaning him back to Stuttgart for the remainder of the campaign. This move is seen as a way for United to secure a promising talent for the future while allowing him to continue his development in Germany. The report suggests that Toure's potential arrival is part of a broader strategy to address the club's attacking concerns, particularly with summer signings Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee yet to fully convince. While Toure's potential is undeniable, the move has raised eyebrows amongst fans, especially with United also linked to high-profile strikers like Victor Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen ahead of the summer window. However, with time running out in January, the Red Devils appear to be laying the groundwork for a deal that could pay dividends in the long term. As the clock ticks down to the close of the transfer window, all eyes will be on whether this complex transfer can be finalised and whether Toure can eventually become the answer to United's attacking woes. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's French club Nice has endured a disastrous Europa League campaign, exiting the competition without a single win and setting a series of embarrassing records along the way. The League One side's European adventure came to an embarrassing end as they finished 35th out of 36 teams in the standings, just one spot off the bottom. Over the course of 8 matches, Nice failed to secure a single victory, managing only 3 draws and suffering 5 defeats. Even more damning is the fact that they never led for a single minute in the competition. Despite playing more than 12 hours of football, Nice never scored the first goal in any of their games, a record they now hold in the Europa League. Their 3 draws came against Real Sociedad, Twente and Bodo Glimt, but on each occasion Nice had to come from behind to salvage a point. Their losses, including defeats to Rangers and Lazio, highlighted the team's struggles on the European stage, leaving Ratcliffe to watch another one of his clubs underperform. The misery was compounded during their final group stage match against Bodo Glimt, where a record low attendance of just 4,272 fans turned up at the Allianz Riviera Stadium, which has a capacity of over 36,000. The poor turnout was attributed to a recent increase in ticket prices, with 800 of the attendees being Bodo supporters who travelled from Norway. While Nice's European campaign was nothing short of a disaster, their domestic form has been a silver lining. Currently sitting 4th in League One, they remain in contention for a Champions League spot next season. However, the club's inability to translate that form onto the European stage has raised questions about the direction of Ratcliffe's project. Since INEOS, Ratcliffe's company, acquired Nice several years ago, the club has yet to win a trophy. Brazilian defender Dante, the team's captain, has previously criticised the ownership, urging them to back up their words with actions. For Nice, the focus will now shift to salvaging their season in League One and securing a coveted Champions League spot. But after their dismal European campaign, questions will linger about the club's ambition and whether Ratcliffe's ownership can deliver the success fans are craving. Colombian striker Jim Duran has made headlines not just for his £70 million transfer from Aston Villa to Saudi Pro League giants Al Nassr, but also for his unconventional living arrangements. The 21-year-old has informed his new club that he plans to live in Bahrain, a staggering 300 miles away from Al Nassr's base in Riyadh. Duran's decision mirrors that of other high-profile players who have chosen to live in Bahrain while playing in Saudi Arabia. Steven Gerrard and Jordan Henderson both resided in Bahrain during their stints with Al Ettifaq, whose training ground is in Dammam, just an hour's drive from the island nation. However, Al Nassr's facilities are located on the outskirts of Riyadh, making Duran's daily commute a far more grueling endeavour. A scheduled flight from Bahrain International Airport to Riyadh takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes, meaning Duran will need to adapt to a demanding travel schedule. His choice to live in Bahrain is reportedly influenced by uncertainty over whether he would be allowed to live with his girlfriend in Saudi Arabia. Under Islamic law, cohabitation by unmarried couples is discouraged, and private landlords often require proof of marriage before renting out properties. While the law is not always strictly enforced, Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, lives with his girlfriend Georgina Rodriguez in a luxury Riyadh compound. Duran has opted for a more straightforward solution of settling in Bahrain. Financially, the young striker is more than equipped to handle the commute. After signing a lucrative tax-free contract with Al Nassr, Duran will earn an eye-watering £16.7 million per year. That breaks down to £1.4 million per month, £321,000 per week, £46,000 per day, and an astonishing £1,900 per hour, or 52 pence every second. Duran, who joined Aston Villa from MLS side Chicago Fire in January 2023 for £18 million, had only signed a new contract with Villa last October, extending his stay until 2030. However, his impressive form as a super sub in the Premier League, scoring more goals off the bench than any other player since his debut, caught the attention of Al Nassr, who handed him the number 9 shirt. Despite his limited starts at Villa, Duran's impact as a game changer off the bench has been undeniable. Now, as he embarks on a new chapter in Saudi Arabia, the Colombian will be looking to establish himself as a regular starter and continue his rise as one of football's most promising young talents. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, do hit the like button as it helps out a great deal. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and do leave a comment below with your thoughts on these stories. Plus, why not check out our previous videos where we go over the biggest daily stories in a quick short format. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more football news and updates.